No one will ever take an action unless there's a problem that you're solving. So when it comes to ads, landing pages, all these different things, you're hungry, right? That's the problem. I go to McDonald's to solve the problem of me being hungry. I get food, that solves the problem, right? You think about anything you buy. I go and get an oil change because I need to keep my car maintenance, right? No matter what we do, it's because we're solving a problem. So when you're creating ads, when you're creating landing pages, you have got to attack the problem. A lot of people think, okay, I'm gonna be a part of, let's sell all the positives. Like, oh, this is a 5-star experience. This is the best of the best. We've been doing this for 10 years. Like all this goody two-shoes stuff, right? That does not make people want to take action. You may think it does, but that does not want to make me take an action. That does not make you want to take an action, okay? What I need to understand, first and foremost, is what problem are you solving for me, okay? What am I going to get by working with you? Think about that for a second. What is the end result I get by working with you? What problems are you going to take off my plate? And what solution do you provide? Because we're sitting here in the money lab, and this couldn't be more true over here. See that sign? It says money changes hands when problems are solved. And that is universal across the board. I want to tell a quick story on an annuity case. Okay, so I just got off a call with our annuity team, our LOA annuity advisors. And I had them go through his proposal that he just did. It was a $580,000 annuity case. I had him go through his email recap. And I'm like, Tim, there's no problem that you're solving here. All this sounds great. You're giving me income, blah, 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 income, income, income. But what I want to know is what's the problem you're solving and what happens if I do nothing? That's the problem with an annuity. Okay, if I leave my money in the market, the problem is actually me doing nothing. So I had him rewrite the email. I had him rewrite the copy as he's sending the proposal over to the client and help the client understand the problem is if you do nothing here. Because if you do nothing, then you take away all predictability, there's no guarantees, and you are susceptible to the market. So the problem is, Mr. Jones, that you actually do nothing. The solution is putting your money in a guaranteed income product that is going to predictably give you money for the rest of your life. The problem that you have that you may not know, because that's the biggest thing here, is when we're designing ad copy, when we're designing landing pages, most people have no clue that they have a problem. So a lot of times we have to create that problem for them. How do we do that? We do that through ad copy, we do that through hooks, we do that through positioning, embedding, all those different things. When you think about the Medicare 101 that we do, no one comes to that Medicare 101 thinking, oh man, I need cancer, heart, and stroke coverage, I need nursing home coverage, I need all this, right? Nobody comes to that webinar thinking they need those things. We create the problem. We help them identify, here's the problem. The problem is right now, if you had one of these items, that you're on the hook for $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. The problem is if you go to a skilled nursing home, you're on the hook for $100,000 or $200,000 a year. Now here's what most agents do. Hey, I recommend this skilled nursing home policy. It's going to give you $100 to $200 a day in case you need it. I don't even think I have a problem there, right? But when I reframe that and I say, hey, right now, if you do nothing, you have $100,000 to $200,000 a year of exposure. Well, shit, I got a problem, right? I got a big problem. And the solution is a product that gives you $100 to $200 a day. So again, everybody understand what I'm saying here? We have to create the problem or help them identify the problem. It's not so much that we know the problem. I know that, right? I know you guys know there's a problem. But it does not matter unless your prospect also knows that there is a problem. So how do we do that in copy and landing pages? Let's start. 65, you're confused about Medicare. Who isn't? There are multiple parts, deadlines, and plan options that most people don't. Well, turning 65. Okay, so when we create an ad, we're looking for a couple things. We're looking for a hook. A hook is an attention grabber. Okay, it makes me stop when I'm scrolling. And the hook has to be right away. A lot of people, when they put out an ad, they have that dead time. You know, that first couple seconds where nobody says anything because you're not edited correctly. Watch how quickly this hook happens. I'm saying turning 65. I'm grabbing the attention of people turning 65. I'm identifying my ideal avatar and client. So first couple minutes here, first couple seconds, excuse me, this should be within a second. Boom.
Turning 65, you're confused about Medicare. Who isn't?
There's the hook, but then quickly I go in with the problem. The problem is you're confused about Medicare. Okay, so I've got my hook, and now I've created my problem. Turning 65, it grabs my potential audience. Confused about Medicare, that's the problem. So let's talk about that problem and introduce the solution.
There are multiple parts, deadlines, and plan options that most people don't fully understand.
So continuing to attack the problem. The problems, there's multiple deadlines, there's multiple enrollment periods, and you probably don't understand them. Everybody's like, yep, that's me. I don't understand the deadlines. I don't know my options. I'm confused. Those are my problems.
Incomplete info, and that's where mistakes happen. We simplify.
That's what happens. You make mistakes. So another problem. All I've done is hit them in the face with problems over and over again.
Everything in our Medicare.
Here comes the solution.
Complete info, and that's where mistakes happen. We simplify everything in our Medicare 101 workshop so you actually understand your options. Save your seat for our upcoming Medicare 101 workshop. Finally get clear on your Medicare options. Turning 65.
So that's a short one. That's about, what is the time? 24 seconds. So we're constantly testing all types of ads. I've had ads that are 90 seconds. I've had ads that are 30 seconds. And what I'll tell you over and over again is the market will always tell you if you're right or wrong. It does not matter what we think, right? We could think it's a wonderful ad, but when you put it out to the market will tell you if it's a wonderful ad. So my point being is I have launched hundreds of ads, probably getting close to over 1,000 ads. And I hold on to ads. I'm like, these are going to be so good. Me and Matt this morning, we just did some CoachG ads where we're talking about sales versus marketing. I'm like, these are going to be so good. But you have no clue until you actually launch it and the market tells you if it's good or not. So my advice to you is we know the basic framework of an ad, right? We need a hook, we need a problem, we need a message, and we need a call to action. So if you're writing things down, a great ad has a hook that grabs me, it pulls me in, that makes me stop scrolling. Then it quickly hits me with the problems. What are the problems that I have? And understand, people don't know some of their problems half the time, but it hits me with the problem. And then I have my core message or my frame, you may call it frame or message, and then we tie it down with the call to action. So that is the proper journey of an ad. Brian here, I don't think my ads have a strong enough CTA and I feel self-conscious. Okay. Trust me, no one thinks about you the same way you do on camera, right? After spending millions of dollars on ads, sometimes I'll get in the comments for fun. You know how many times people have tagged Invisalign in an ad with me, telling me that I need my teeth fixed, or they tell me that my wife has a fry voice when she's in my ads? Like, you are going to get people that like you, don't like you. And that's what people don't understand more than anything is Brian has a completely different look than me, completely different voice, completely different mannerisms. He is going to attract a completely different person than I would. The person that signs up for my workshop is probably not going to be the same person that signs up for Brian's workshop. And I think that's what people misunderstand. I think I talked with, somebody that just joined the other day. They're like, well, what about saturation? It's impossible to be saturated in the advertising space because people are attracted to you, not the product, right? You are the product. When you're scrolling through ads, when you're scrolling through things, they're clicking on you. And that's why I'm really against AI ads. I'm really against ads that aren't you, because this is an opportunity to build trust. When they're scrolling through there, that's the first time where you get to start getting your trust points, right? All the way to that sale, you're building trust. Now, if it's not you or your agency or somebody that they're going to meet with or a reflection of you, that's missing a critical barrier in the trust factor of this whole funnel. So I strongly urge you, Sally, I saw one of your ads last night, actually. I think it was Justin Thomas's background, right? Yep, I saw one of your Medicare ads. And it's like, that was a great ad. And you looked very professional, somebody I'd want to work with, right? And my point being is somebody registering for Sally's Medicare 101 workshop probably likes the way Sally looks, sounds, would just welcoming more than me, right? And that's okay. So understand you're always going to attract different people, but I think it's so important that just by scrolling through there, Sally is already building trust in me because it's Sally, rather than some AI or some model or whatever. And we tried everything. We tried the AI models and everything. We may get cheaper leads for a while, but the conversion's what matters. The return on your ad spend what matters. So don't let these low cost per leads fool you. A lot of them are low intent. Low cost does not mean great. Low cost does not mean better. A lot of these low cost ads are low intent. I will take $12, $15 leads all day if they're converting at $1,500 a pop and bringing me annuity. I'll pay $20, $25, $30. I'll pay $50 if I knew that a lead was going to give me $1,500 in an annuity, right? So that's the thing you got to keep in mind is it may be a little bit more expensive lead, but what is that delivering to you? Alyssa, go ahead.
I'm getting 3 ads from Keegan. He's going to help me in Destin, white gloving 3 ads. So, and my vision for that is to have 3 of his ads. So my question is, if I'm getting 3 ads from Keegan, I was thinking that I would film like the body of the ad and then just interchangeably do different pre-hooks to see and to test what is doing good, but the body is Keegan in his professional way.
Keegan's body, like it. Let me show you what Alyssa's talking about. I agree 100% here. This is a really good example. Facebook ads library. Okay, when I go in here, I'm going to look at CoachG, for example. So what Alyssa is talking about is taking the same ad, like the same core, 80% of it, and then just taking different hooks, which is the first couple seconds, to see what resonates most with your audience and test that. So if you see this here, this is the exact same ad with 3 different hooks. So watch the first 5 seconds. This is the different hook.
Most Medicare agents don't have a lead problem, they have an optimization problem.
Okay, right there. I'm helping people identify the problem they don't even know that they have. It's the same ad, but the first 5 seconds are different.
Your agency isn't growing, it's not your market. And
how many times have you heard of an agent say, well, I can't sell these plans in my market, I don't have as many Medicare Advantage plans, blah, 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 blah. Here's another one.
For a Medicare agency, buying more leads will not fix a broken system. It'll just make
that attacks agents that have the pain point that they just keep buying leads thinking they're solving a problem. So I'm hitting 3 different very specific problems, but the rest of that ad is the exact same ad. With me on that? Different hook over here, different ad.
Agents have this misconception that leads will solve everything. So everybody goes to buying leads.
And by the way, that's all Keegan quality. So I hope you guys understand, like, we are seeing a massive ROI by taking our ad development seriously, right? I used to be that person. Hey, it's Chase, sign up for Medicare 101, save your seat, right? Which is fine, We all start somewhere, but I'm telling you, you can use time as a tool and expedite your results by getting professionally produced, edited ads. Because I promise you, people take you seriously when you take yourself seriously, right? There's going to be people that just value working with a professional, and professional ads, professional production is going to stand out. I mean, camera quality and clarity is so critical to making a great ad, in my opinion. Here's another one here, another hook.
Medicare agents, low revenue per client equals working harder for less. Leads won't fix your problem. It's a broken system. And here's it.
So what was your actual question there, Alyssa? To answer your question, I agree with what you're doing.
Yeah, just to make sure that I'm on the right track with those 3. I'm retesting.
I would let me answer that real quick. I would do 3 different bodies as well. So I would do a couple different bodies, and I would do several hooks, and then you do 3 bodies, 3 hooks, you now have 9 ads.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I would do. And I think the call to action is the most critical, right? So again, I tell that example all the time when I speak in front of hundreds of people all the time. And nothing drives me more nuts when a speaker gets on stage and tells me to stand up, right? You guys know what I'm talking about? It was like, stand up for me. Everybody stand up. I'm like, oh, here we go again. But why do you stand up? Because they told you to do it. So call to actions are so important that you just tell the person exactly what to do. right? That call to action should be so clear. Hey, sign up for our upcoming Medicare 101 webinar. There's a learn more button below. All you have to do is click it, sign up, and show up, and we're going to do the rest. It should be that clear. There's no trick 'em and bait and switch type stuff. You just tell them exactly what to do. And that's going to be your best call to action. And again, depending on your message, this could change. But if I'm talking about Medicare being so confusing or deadlines, so if I'm talking about deadlines, hey, to make sure you sign up in the appropriate deadline, all you have to do is sign up for our next Medicare 101 workshop. There's a learn more button below. All you got to do is click that button, sign up, and show up, and we're going to do the rest. And then guess what I'm doing that whole automation series is just telling them to show up. Just tell them to show up. Just tell them to show up over and over again. And that goes back to what we talked about earlier, is preparing for something, people are going to value it more. I guarantee you, this is just a fact. If you guys got this program for free, it's the same program. If I just said, hey, as part of our downline, you get this for free, or whatever, you get it for free. If I just open it to the market for free, you would not value it. That's a sad to God honest truth. It could be the same program, but because you put $10,000 in attachment with it, you value it. When we put money on something, we value it. When we put our time on something, we value it, right? When I pick up a new hobby, or I go to the golf range. Okay, let's say I went to the driving range, and I put a lot of time into practicing. Well, you better believe I'm going to care a lot more when I go play 18, right? Because I put a lot of time into it. But somebody just invites me to go golf. Guess what? I swing it a couple times, grab a cigar and drink a beer, and I'm done, right? So that's because I don't value it. A couple other questions here. I just asked Keaton if I could come there and do 3 to 6 ads. How can I reuse them for a longer period? I mean, when you're not spending much on ads, they will last forever. So if you're only spending 10, 20, 50 bucks a day, they will last forever. We spend $3,000 a day. They don't last long, right? So with a $50 spend or less, I mean, you're talking majority of the year, the whole year.
Chase, I mean, to go with that, Chase, what's your opinion on someone that's a solo producer? Like, what do you feel like is the right amount of money for them to spend per day, like starting off?
Yeah, my recommendation is always start off 50 bucks a day. 50 bucks a day, and then scale it up appropriately as you're converting, as you're able to handle more workload. So I think 50 bucks is always the indicator. And then if you want more, just turn that spigot up, right? But I think 50 bucks is always where we start. So when I was doing it myself, I'm telling you, I just wouldn't do it, Nicole. Just learn from my mistakes. As I use CapCut. It's a free editing deal. It's still going to take manual work. It's not going to be as clean. It's going to take you so much time. Like, I just remember when I was posting every day on Facebook, and I started trying to edit my own reels. Like, if you guys follow my socials right now, we post every day on 5 platforms. Every day. I mean, you guys see our crap everywhere, 24/7, right? I used to do that myself. And I look back at that. That took me probably 10 to 12 hours a week to do that. And if I would have just spent those 10 to 12 hours a week selling and paid somebody else to do that, I would have made so much more money. So I just think it's such a waste of your time when you could be white gloving it, putting it in the hands of Keegan, who's an expert. That's literally what he has done for several years now. That's what he went to school for. And you see the quality he's putting out. He can get that done in 2 seconds for you. And it's going to be much better quality and give you much better results. And you can spend your time making a hell of a lot more money anyway.
Keegan says not quite 2 seconds, but he can get it done for you.
Me and Keegan have a one-on-one every week. And in feedback from my leader, he always puts patience around deliverables. And I'm working on it. What's the booking rate after people watch the webinar? So 15% is a great auto book rate.
Auto book, yeah.
Now, with all the different bookings we have, we want to have over 40 to 50% booking, whether that's texting, whether that's automations, whether that's outbound callers, setters, whatever. So an auto book means you didn't do anything. They went through the funnel perfectly. Let's say I had 1,000 leads come through. 150 of those people are taking their own action to book an appointment.
At the top level. And then VAs are going to call whoever's outbound calling. I mean, you should be able to set just as many or more by outbound calling. Our VAs are setting 180 a week on top of the auto books. You know, so the outbound calling, I think it all sounds really nice when we can get people just showing up on our calendar, but we still got to work the phones. I think that's a part that gets kind of slept on too, is like, you need to be on the phones, you need to be dialing. Again, we're scheduling well over 180 every single week from our VAs. It's cheap labor. You're paying someone, you know, what is that? $7 times 40, $280 a week, right? And you're paying them just over $1,000 a month. You should be able to get one sale out of those appointments, right? So I know it's a lot of people are intimidated, thinking I'm not ready for the VAs and stuff like that, but I mean, you're buying back your time. If there's any Dan Martell fans here, I know Alyssa's a Dan Martell fan. We got Dan Martell fans in here. Like, buy back your time is how you blow your business up and you get to the next level. You stop doing stuff that you don't like doing. You pay someone low dollar to do it, and you're able to focus on the income producing activities. And it looks like an expense up front, but the real expense is you doing it, right? You're an overqualified admin when you're the one just doing all that business work.
It's just
right?
very simple. It's just either going to cost you in time or money. You always get to pick. That's all it comes down to. Would you rather trade your time or would you trade money for it? And some of you guys are in the position where it's probably best use of your time because you don't have enough leads or you don't have enough opportunities, or you wouldn't do anything with your time anyway if you're being super honest. So that's okay. But if you got a full pipeline of leads, man, that's the opportunity. That's what we're doing this for, is to generate revenue at the end of the day. Okay, the hook. This is where most people get Medicare wrong. So Medicare draws people in on Medicare. This is where people mess up. That's the problem. This is where I get it wrong. I don't want to do something wrong.
Get Medicare wrong. They rush the decision. They think
The problem, I rush the decision. I'll just get what my neighbor, my friend has. How many people have said, oh, my neighbor has this, my neighbor has that?
pick something and figure it out later. But the plan you choose can affect your doctors, your costs,
More problems, it affects your doctors, how much you're paying.
your coverage long term. That's why understanding your Medicare options first is so important. We walk you through everything in our step-by-step Medicare 101 workshop. Click the Learn More button below and join our upcoming Medicare 101 workshop so you can make an informed and confident decision.
The solution,
This is where
Medicare 101 workshop. The solution is that you're going to make an informed decision.
most retirees wish they knew this decision before choosing a Medicare plan. They didn't fully.
I don't like this one as much. It takes 3 seconds to say Medicare. I guess retirees could draw you in, but I'd like to see Medicare 65 within the first couple seconds.
Most retirees wish they knew this decision before choosing a Medicare plan. They didn't fully understand their options and ended up in a plan that didn't fit their needs. And unfortunately, this is not always an easy switch later. The good news is you can avoid that mistake by understanding Medicare before you enroll. That's exactly what we cover in our Medicare 101 workshop. Using a Medicare plan. They didn't fully understand.
Problem is just not getting educated, right? Not understanding what you're doing. Drawing them in with the problem.
And ended up in a plan that didn't fit their needs. Okay?
Ended up choosing a plan that wasn't right for them. It didn't fit their needs.
Unfortunately, this is not always an easy switch later.
Everybody says you can make changes. Sometimes you can't.
The good news is you can avoid
Here's
that
the
mistake
solution.
by understanding Medicare before you enroll. That's exactly what we cover in our Medicare 101 workshop. Register for our upcoming Medicare 101 workshop. Click the Learn More button below and make sure you choose the right Medicare plan the first time.
And one also method we've been using is we've been posting these ads on social media platforms, specifically TikTok. And TikTok, well, you can tell when one goes off in the algorithm. We've seen congruency between the performing on TikTok and performing on ads. So we're using TikTok to test if it will get views and traction and engagement. And we take the ones that have engagement and we turn them into ads. And we're seeing a very heavy correlation with engagement to being a good ad. Yeah, Brian, let's look at your ad. So what does your white glove person do for the videos? Editing, they do everything. So they film it, which is, what's the proper terminology here, Keegan? We produce it, we edit it.
Matt, do you want to pull it?
Yeah, we'll get it on. Chase will pull up
So the
ad
question was,
library.
Keegan, what does, I mean, we do everything, but I'm trying to think of the technical terms. White glove, what do you do?
Pre-production, production, post-production.
Pre-production, production, post-production. Just fancy words for everything. Yep. And we will also have scripts for you as well. We have a set template of scripts, okay, but you can bring your own. But it depends on filming locations. We are not traveling to you yet. So you would have to travel to Nashville. You can do it in Destin. You can do it in our Springfield office, our Dixon office. So those are the locations we have coming up. Would be Springfield, Dixon, Nashville, and Destin. Okay, Brian, thank you for being a volunteer here.
No one teaches Medicare until right now. You're hit with mailers and calls and half-truths, and texts, and TV ads, and expected just to figure it out until right now. You're hit with mail. No one teaches
Medicare in the first couple seconds. No one teaches Medicare until right now. Good hook.
Medicare until right now. You're hit with mailers and calls and half-truths, and texts, and TV ads, and expected just to figure it out.
Somewhat, definitely a problem. People are getting inundated with things. I like it.
My name is Brian. I'm a senior Medicare advisor, retirement specialist.
I think you're a little too soon with the solution. So you're 12 seconds in, and one thing I will tell you is people don't care about your name. It's too early to be talking about who you are. In the ad, no one cares about my name's Chase or that I'm a senior specialist. That's my main feedback there is you could be using this 10 or 15 seconds to create more problems or create more solutions, which your name does nothing for me right now.
And I'm a senior Medicare advisor, retirement specialist, educating.
Right, because that's about 3 or 4 seconds of it doesn't do anything for me.
Giving you the edge to choose confidently and protect what you built. Did you know original Medicare only covers about 80%? And there's
See, this is a little backwards here. Did you know Medicare only covers 80%? That's another problem, right? So keep hammering those problems. Twist that knife into people.
no cap on out-of-pocket costs. If you sign up late, your premiums could be permanently higher. And if you're still working, your employer coverage might not work the way that you think. That's exactly why I host a Medicare 101 webinar, so you can get the facts, you can gain confidence. Join me for the next Medicare 101 webinar. Your edge starts right here. No one teaches Medicare.
Yeah, the join me there, the CTA, join me. It's like you're asking, right? Tell me exactly what to do. To get the solution, to get the edge, click the Learn More button below and sign up for our next Medicare 101 webinar. Save your seat. Seating's limited. See you there, right? And eliminate that portion about yourself. It's already on your webpage. People are going to get to know you the farther they go down the funnel. Leave some curiosity there. I wouldn't put your name in there. So it doesn't matter. Why do you, somebody tell me why you should put your name in an ad. And I'm not saying you're wrong. I just wanted somebody to convince me otherwise. It's just, in an ad, it has nothing to do with the problem or the solution. You are not solving anything. Your workshop is. The workshop is the solution, not you and your experience. Yeah, Stephanie, but the only goal, remember, let's go back to the very beginning. What is the goal of the ad? Is it for them to get to know you or for them to click on the Learn More button, right? And that's the problem there. When we have too many objectives or too many different things we throw at people, they don't do anything, right? So it's just not necessary there. That's going to be on your landing page. It's going to be in your workshop. Roland was just in here and he said that one of the feedbacks somebody gave to him on his webinar is that he talked too much about himself. That's exactly what he told us. And I'm telling you, nobody cares who you are until they understand how you can help them. If it's a local, maybe, and it wouldn't even be your name. It would be brand recognition, whatever your agency name is. But again, the local market doesn't change anything. They still want their problem solved. Like, who would I rather go to? I would argue that a little bit. Better known beats best. But if I knew somebody could solve my problem versus somebody I know, I'm going to go to the person that solves my problem.